Blackburn of the great state of Tennessee, member of the Judiciary and Finance Committees, with me now. Good to see you, Senator.
Good to see you.
So, you know that you're doing something that's making people uncomfortable when they start to threaten and push back in ways that we're seeing.
Yes, indeed. You do know that you're making them uncomfortable, and the reason is we're getting to the truth of what has been happening over the past several years. And when you talk about these judges and the way the Democrats cannot get what they want at the ballot box, they cannot get what they want legislatively. So now they're turning to federal district judges and say, you fix this for us. And then you have district judges who are exercising power that they do not have and instituting nationwide injunctions when their authority is limited as a district judge to the district where they're seated and the case that is before them.
Well, look, I want to get to this. The Senate Judiciary Committee, which you obviously are a member of, I just shared that with our audience, held a hearing on reeling in those federal judges.
Yes.
And I understand it got a little spicy. Here's the taste.
The only reason there's all these injunctions, Senator Cruz, is because he's violating the Constitution. Why would Trump-appointed judges...
Why don't you file them in red districts?
Senator Cruz.
Why... What did you just say?
Why don't you file them in red districts?
Point
Why
of
are the
order.
Democrat attorney
Senator Cruz.
generals seeking out
Senator Cruz,
left-wing,
my
blue,
esteemed
single-
colleague.
We have debates on this committee. They occur regularly.
Let's let her have her time, and then we'll get back to that. If you want to wait, we'll get back to you, Senator Cruz.
She's welcome to
Senator
answer the question or
Klobuchar,
not.
Go ahead.
It's her choice.
I will take more than my time, since he's taken more than his time to yell at me.
Senator Blackburn, that was like third grade when the teacher leaves the room.
Well, indeed, and what you have is Democrats who are trying to defend judges who are making decisions to block saving the taxpayer money. They're making decisions to block deportations of criminal illegal aliens. They are making decisions to block the firing of people who have not shown up at the office in the last 5 years. And this is not a judge's place. The president cannot be constrained by a federal district judge. The president, President Trump, has the authority to oversee the executive branch. And we in Congress are supporting those efforts of DOJ, of right-sizing the different departments, because, Harris, that is what the American people voted for when they went to the polls on November 5th. They gave President Donald Trump a mandate, the Electoral College and the popular vote, and said, go fix this. We are tired of DEI. We are tired of a government out of control. We are tired of 2 tiers of justice. We're tired of illegal aliens committing crime in our community. Fix this, and that is exactly what Donald J. Trump is doing every day on behalf of the American people, and the left is losing their ever-loving mind.
So the legislative versus the executive is where liberals have left this. That's where they've driven the car into a ditch on. And I'm just wondering, you saw Senator Amy Klobuchar there sparring with Senator Cruz. Look, she has to know everything you just said, and what legal experts have been telling me for weeks now. She has to know that those big lines of injunctions that try to go sweeping against Donald Trump across the country, they're doing it against the executive in the White House. I don't understand why she makes the argument for the other side, because it's simply only true in one way.
Well, and the numbers tell the story on this. Joe Biden's complete term, 4 years, there were 14 federal injunctions, and Lord knows he was defying the Supreme Court on a regular basis. And now, in 1 month, in February, you had 15 against Donald Trump. As I said, the left can't get what they want through the legislature, through the states, or through the ballot box. So they are taking it to the courts and trying to have these injunctions put in place to block the Trump agenda, and the American people are not having it. When I talk to Tennesseans doing Tennessee telephone town halls, this is one of the main things they talk about. They support the president.
Oh, boy. Well, the left is getting it wrong on 2 counts, because voters still don't feel like they're being heard by the left. And that was their big point. on November
You're
5th. Senate Republicans unveiled their 2025 budget blueprint that is critical for President Trump's agenda. And the GOP saying, well, they hope to stop massive tax increases on working families and small businesses. You think people would agree on doing that? Some key parts of the plan raise the debt ceiling by $5 trillion, making Trump's 2017 tax cuts permanent and giving an extra $1.5 trillion for other tax priorities like no tax on tips. That was a big one on the campaign trail for him. Unsurprisingly, Republicans and Democrats are split on the proposal. A quick look at this.
I asked the question of the president point blank. In addition to extending your tax cuts and implementing some new ones, will you support us in reconciliation on reducing spending? And he said absolutely, unequivocally, unconditionally yes.
It's a scam to allow them to get more tax cuts for the wealthy, and it's going to hurt the rest of us.
So this would be rolling back what Trump put in place in 2017, which helped people up and down the economic spectrum. And Chuck Schumer just called it a scam to put those tax cuts to protect them and make them permanent. What's your reaction?
The left never gets enough of the taxpayer money. And that is one of the reasons they are so upset, because our efforts in the House and Senate, plus the DOJ efforts, plus President Trump's commitment, is yielding a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse that has existed in this system for decades. And people are saying, let's get this spending under control. Let's make certain that we cut into the baseline. And Harris, the goal is to pass President Trump's agenda. We will extend those tax cuts. We will make certain that we are cutting and saving the taxpayers' money. And we will make certain that we fulfill those promises that were made. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, dealing with overtime, making certain that we put the power back into small businesses, to innovators, individuals that have great ideas that want to live their version of the American dream. We are committed. We've got a great partner in President Trump, and we are going to get this done.
All right. I think you've told a few Democrats that. Because they look worried.
You better believe it.
Yeah. Senator, great to see you. Thank you.
Always good to see you, Harris. Thank you.